Hey there, besties. Welcome back to LaTonya Taylor TV. That's right, my new YouTube platform for my business besties. Today, I want to talk about why is it important for you to go into the new year with help. And what exactly does that mean? I'm saying going into the new year with help because you need it. Some of you need it. Absolutely, you need it. I know you need it. Some of you are in a space where you're just being cheap. You're being inconsiderate to your business and maybe those others that you have, in your business. You're being inconsiderate to your partnerships and relationships because you will not do what you need to do to move the dial in your business. That's why I said it's important for you to go into the new year with some help. So let's talk about help and how you define help. And again, please make a note and a disclaimer. This is LaTonya Taylor's viewpoint. This is from my own experience. This is my own wisdom. These are my own stories. For the last, how many years? I've been an entrepreneur and a business owner since 2009, right? So I have ran many different businesses in many different industries. And I've always had some type of support and help. But it wasn't until these latter years that I realized that I just could not do it alone because the type of business I'm in now, and I'm running multiple businesses. Then it was just me in the restaurant and the bar industry, right? So it's me doing a single thing. And now that I'm doing multi-businesses and multi-industries, it is so important to make sure that I had the help that I needed to progress. And again, make a note. If I had not had success as a result of having help, I wouldn't be sharing this. So everything I'm sharing with you is a result of what has helped and worked for me, as well as many others that I know. So if you're questioning whether you need help going into the new year, then look at your business. Are you continuing to turn a profit? Are you continuing to grow? Are you continuing to get things done on your checklist, on your task list? Are you accomplishing your goals, right? How did you end last year? Did you get done the things that you needed to get done? That's what you need to look at first, right? Look at your numbers. How much did you make last year? If you're making 6 figures, you can afford to bring somebody on board to help you with your business. Now, what does that really look like? So let's talk about that. Bringing somebody into your business, for most of us who are running businesses, multi-businesses, I hope you at least have an assistant. So if you don't at least have an assistant, administrative assistant, a virtual assistant, a helper, then start there. The first position you probably need to fill that I recommend is always making sure that at least you have an assistant. And again, you define what that assistant looks like for you because that's different for every industry. Are y'all listening to me? I hope so, because some of you need to hear this. You're being cheap. I'm going to say it one more time. Some of you need to hear this. You want to make all the money. You're making all the money, but you're not moving the dial. You're not getting closer to where you're trying to go. So I'm talking to you. That's right. Get up off that money. So let me share what my experience has been the last 3 years, right? So I'm in the trucking industry. I'm in the real estate industry. I run a property management company as well as I'm a licensed real estate agent. What else? I have the LaTonya Taylor brand, as well as we have family businesses that I help and support. Thirst Bistro and PBS Pallets. I'm busy. I'm really busy. And I'm busy because I'm in a growth space. Now, if I was just coming in doing the basics, then that's what it is. But if you're talking about growing and elevating your business, right, then you should be busy because it takes many different components to be able to do that. So let's talk about why you need help going into the new year. Let's just talk about the fact that if you are doing your administrative tasks, if you're responding to emails all day, phone calls and text messages, right? If you are sending out emails and sending out text messages, if you are typing up letters, signing things, putting together all your presentations, all of those type of things are administrative functions. Are you doing those things? Besties, are you doing those things? I know you are. Trying to do it all. You're sitting at home late at night typing up letters, trying to do all this administrative stuff. You're submitting applications, I'm sure, for what your business needs. I'm sure you're doing all these administrative tasks, right? 1. Number 2, how are you doing it? Are you utilizing systems? And what systems are you using to make life easier for you and your business? So, if you're lacking using systems, then you probably need some help going into the new year if things are being done on a manual basis, especially if you're doing it yourself. 3, customers. Going out, acquiring customers, getting new customers, growing your existing customers. Are you doing all of that too? Or you're not doing enough of that? Then you might need some help going into the new year. And my 4th point is this. Who's resolving the problems in your business every day? Are you doing that too? Are you? So if the printer breaks, you're running to do that, right? You're having problems with your cell phones. Maybe, something's going on and, those that have access to their cell phones, they're having issues. They don't know what's, going on in regard to that, right? Is machines broken down? Are you the one, calling and getting somebody to come out to repair them and do it? Those are 4 things. If you're doing those things today or not able to do some of those things today, then you need some help. Now, let's talk about what help is like, because let me tell you, I am the queen of help. 3 years ago, when I started this journey, besties, and I said I need to find me my own assistant. We have people that's working in the business. We have all of that. But I needed my own assistant. I need my own assistants. And so I decided that, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get me my own assistant. So I start utilizing, I would say, some of the main systems to look for to hire somebody. So make a note of this. All right, besties, especially for you newbies. Now, need to make a note. Here are probably the most popular, common, basic locations to begin if you're looking to hire somebody. We're talking about Indeed, right? Indeed has its challenges. So I'm just giving it to you straight. Indeed sometimes drives me crazy because depending upon what type of position you're hiring for now, especially if you're applying for looking for people in trucking, it is a nightmare. And I'll tell you about that later. But besties, so you have Indeed, you have Craigslist. Don't sleep on Craigslist. So I'm going to tell you about a story with that later, besties. Y'all better listen to me. Let's see. So we have Indeed, we have Craigslist, we have social media, right? You can just use basic social media to posting your story on a page. There is also on Facebook an actual tool that you can use to place a job ad. Then you have LinkedIn. I think that's really a good source to use. So we're talking about the places where you can go to try to hire people, right? I think that's another good source as well. ZipRecruiter. There are tons out there, but those are kind of some of the most common popular places. And then word of mouth. Do not go to a staffing agency unless you're big enough that you need a staffing agency. But there are staffing agencies and companies that do placement for you. And those are options if you've exhausted, everything else, right? What else? So what else? So now you know where to go look for to hire people. Now, once you start hiring them, you need to interview them. I really do believe in hire slow, fire fast. I really believe in that, best. I'm telling you, it's the honest to God truth. I worked in corporate America for 12 years. Hire slow, fire fast. Get them out of there. Okay, so you have your people hired that you're going to need for the new year, right? You get them hired. Now you need to make an offer to them. What are you giving to them? Just here's another pearl for you. Depending upon the type of experience they have, I always make the job offer, I'm going to say temporary, because it's at will state anyway, but I make it clear. This is a temporary basis to see how you do in regard to this position. It's also temporary pay. And so what that means is you get this pay during the first 90 days. If things go well, then you get this pay. Pretty much as simple as that. You type the letter, offer letter, and you get them to sign it. If they're confident that they can do this job business, they're going to sign it. They're going to go with it, because if you know you can do the job, why are you worried about waiting 90 days? And if they do counter, you need to consider, do they have all the experience that you need, right? And if there's no question about it, then that's a different direction that you want to go into. So we're talking about hiring your people, why you need help going into the new year. So you hire your person. Here's one of the biggest challenges. Now this, besties, this pisses me off. You cannot hire somebody and expect them to walk in and just start doing the job. You need to train them. You have to train your people. So you should have, based upon the job description, you should have the roles and responsibilities documented. You should have a source where there's a checklist that they get when they get hired, so they know what systems they need, give them access to all those things. You know, what are the procedures for? You have to put together a welcome packet, bestie, so that they know what they need to do once they get into the job, right? And then you have to train them. So what I do is I make sure I have at least weekly Zoom, sometimes twice a week, depending upon what the job has been. So let me tell you about my experience, because I do not want you to get discouraged if you hire somebody that's not a good fit, because that happens too. And some of you guys, what are you doing, besties? When it doesn't work out, you just quit. Oh, I'm not going to fool with this. I'm just going to go ahead and do it myself. Wrong. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. Buzzer. No, besties. You got to stick in it. Stick with it. So you have to train your people. Christine was my third assistant, right? She's my third assistant. And she's been with me now 15 months, something like that. Before Christine, there was a young lady who came to work for me, applied for the position. I realized I knew her mom, but I still went on and hired her because I knew her mom had strong work ethics. But I'm very careful about hiring people that know people that know people that I know, right? Because I don't like conflict when it comes to things like that. So it's important for me to make sure that whoever I hire I can trust, is because a lot of confidential information. So I have to be careful about that stuff. And, you know, when people know each other and things like that, you have to be really careful about that. But I hired her and she ended up getting pregnant, so that didn't work out. So then I go to VCU and I hire somebody from VCU, a student, go through that process. She did well, you know, not over the top, but she did well. It helped me with some things that I was working on. She definitely helped get some things up and running. But she decided after she graduated that she wanted to move back home, like to Washington somewhere, not Washington, D.C., Washington somewhere else. So that was assistant too. I could have got upset and said, forget it. No, I kept going. And so I found Christine, believe it or not, on Craigslist. And she was definitely, had the experience that I know she could do this job. Did she have tons of admin experience? No. But I knew that the things she did have, I couldn't teach her. And the things that she needed to know, I could. So I took the time to teach her. Plus, I had already had processes and things in place. Why do you need somebody to help you going into the new year? For all these things I'm going to tell you that Christine does. It is imperative. I do not want to check emails. I do not want to be sending out text messages all day. And I don't want to screen resumes and go through the sources and pull them out. I don't want to do that. Christine does a great job. She does all of those things for me. I don't even hardly utilize my HubSpot. That's the hub of my communications that's my main system of communication. I barely go in there. Christine goes in there. She logs everything, keeps up with everything that's in there, all the tasks, who's working on what. Christine handles metrics. Christine helps when I needed to bring in a new social media team. You know, she goes out and does the research. She does the upfront work. So all I have to do is review and make a decision and move forward. DocuSign, contracts, she does all of those things. Why do you need help going into the new year? To take off your plate the things you don't want to do. It's just that simple. The things you don't want to do, you need to hire somebody to do. I'm not the greatest when it comes to PowerPoint, putting together presentations. If Christine doesn't do it, she finds somebody that can. She works with a lot of contractors, whether they're on Fiverr, whether they're on Upwork. It's another one, I want to say Handshake, but I think that might be for the college. But she has all the right places to know where to go to get me, what I need. So this is part one, why you need to hire someone going into the new year. The main thing is identifying the things you don't want to do, the things that are not getting done, the things that's just not working and that's broken. You need somebody to come in and fix it. Besties, I promise you, you are going to thank me later. You need to bring somebody on board to help you with your business. If you're expecting to have any type of elevation, any type of growth, if you're expecting to have even some breathing time, if you just need some time, you need to bring somebody on board. This year, I made it a point, based upon how I worked last year, I'm usually starting 2 hours later than I normally start. But that's okay, because Christine is already working. I have to give myself back some time. And I need that time. Christine schedules, if she sees that I'm starting to have anxiety or I'm getting, getting a little edgy, sorry, Christine knows to schedule me. Christine knows to schedule me massage or any other type of services she thinks I need. If she don't see on my calendar where I've sent to her lash appointment, hair appointment, or something, she's quick to say, hey, do you have an appointment and you just didn't send it to me? She's on it. So I hope this was helpful. Part one of why it's important that you need to hire someone going into this new year. You do. I hope you've taken some notes. Do the replay if you need to, but thank you so much for joining me on LaTonya Taylor TV, my new platform on YouTube for my business besties. This is our new meetup place to get my messages. Please subscribe, comment, like, ask questions, whatever it is. You help me to continue to use this platform as well as social media to be able to better communicate and message with you, drop pearls with you, share my wisdom with you, teach you, educate you. This is going to be the channel that I want to begin to utilize. So thank you guys so much.